It was a headline that raced around the world. Japan delivers defensive missiles to the Philippines after South China Sea standoff. News anchors in Manila, Tokyo, and Washington cut into normal programming to deliver urgent updates. Footage played of military trucks rolling off ships, teams of Filipino and Japanese soldiers unloading crates marked with red rising suns. People watched nervously, their eyes fixed on the images of missiles meant to defend, not attack. This headline was not just about missiles. It was a warning signal. The South China Sea had just seen another tense military standoff between Chinese and Philippine vessels near disputed islands. Radar screens showed ships circling, radio exchanges growing sharp. Fishermen, local officials, and even school children felt the fear ripple through their daily routines. It was a clear sign. The region was changing, and fast. For decades, the Philippines focused on its own internal troubles. But with this headline, it was clear the country was entering a new era. Now, the eyes of the world were on Manila. Would the Philippines stand firm? Would it modernize its military in time to protect its people and its islands? The answer, it seemed, was already in motion. The Philippines was no longer just reacting. It was preparing, building, and making choices that would shape its future in a volatile region. In the past, the biggest dangers to the Philippines came from within. The government and military were busy fighting communist rebels and armed groups in the southern islands. Most of the country's defense budget went to these internal battles. Soldiers trained to fight in jungles, not to defend coastlines or islands. But this is changing. As tensions in the South China Sea grew, leaders in Manila realized the threat was no longer just inside the country. It was coming from outside, from foreign ships and state actors with powerful militaries. The Philippine government began to shift its focus. New plans were drawn to protect the country's borders and seas. This shift was not easy. The armed forces had to learn new skills. The country needed new weapons and stronger allies. It was a dramatic change in thinking. Protecting the nation now meant looking outward, not just inward. The stakes were high. The leaders in Manila faced tough decisions. How could they defend their country in a world that was changing so quickly? The answer: by building a military ready for new kinds of threats. Why does the world care so much about the Philippines? It's all about location. The Philippines sits at the heart of Southeast Asia, right on the edge of the vast Pacific Ocean. It is surrounded by some of the world's busiest sea lanes. Millions of barrels of oil and countless tons of goods pass by its shores every day. This makes the Philippines more than just a group of islands. It is a crucial link in global trade. If something happens here, the whole world feels it. Ships from China, Japan, the US, and Europe all pass nearby. Disputes in these waters can make prices rise everywhere, from Manila to New York. But it's not just about shipping. The South China Sea is rich in fish, oil, and gas. Many countries want a piece of these resources. The Philippines claims some of these waters as its own, but so does China. And China is building military bases on artificial islands nearby. For Manila, this is not just about money. It's about sovereignty and survival. The country's location makes it a target, but also a key player in Asia's future. This is why everyone, from fishermen to generals to world leaders, are watching what the Philippines does next. In recent years, the South China Sea has become a flashpoint. Chinese ships, sometimes from the Navy and sometimes from Coast Guard or maritime militia, have clashed with Philippine boats. There have been collisions, water cannon attacks, and dangerous standoffs. Filipino fishermen have been chased away from their traditional fishing grounds. One incident in 2023 made headlines. A Chinese Coast Guard ship fired a powerful water cannon at a Philippine supply boat trying to reach troops stationed on a tiny, rusting shipwreck on Second Thomas Shoal. The world saw the images: men scrambling for cover, supplies washed overboard, and the Philippine flag flying defiantly. These incidents are not just about territory. They are about national pride, food security, and the safety of people who depend on the sea. Every clash raises pressure on the Philippine government to act, and on the military to be ready for anything. The message is clear: the risks are growing. Every incident adds fuel to a fire that could quickly spread across the region. For the Philippines, waiting is not an option. Action is needed, and fast. The Philippines has a long history with the United States. Decades ago, American bases dotted the country. Even after those bases closed, the US and the Philippines stayed close allies. Now, as threats in the South China Sea rise, those ties are growing stronger again. Japan, once an enemy in World War II, is now a key partner. Tokyo has sent patrol ships, radar systems, and now even defensive missiles. Australia is also stepping up, sending troops for joint exercises and helping train Filipino forces. New agreements allow foreign troops to use Philippine bases in a crisis. These alliances are not just about sharing weapons or military know-how, they are about showing unity. When the Philippines stands with powerful friends, it sends a message to any potential aggressor. We are not alone. It also means Philippine soldiers are learning from some of the world's best, but alliances come with choices. The Philippines must balance old friendships and new realities. The world is watching how Manila navigates these partnerships, knowing that what happens here could shape Asia's future. The Philippine military is not what it was 10 years ago. Back then, most soldiers trained for jungle warfare or dealing with kidnappers. Today they are preparing for something very different, defending islands, patrolling coastlines, and facing high-tech threats from the sea and sky. This new mindset means more training with foreign allies. Filipino troops now practice landing on beaches, using drones, and working with advanced radar and missile systems. They learn to fight in the open ocean, not just in forests or mountains. Officers are studying new strategies. War games are played out in command centers, testing how to respond to missile attacks or cyber threats. Young soldiers are learning about satellites, space, and digital warfare. It is a huge change from the past, but one the country must make. This transformation is not easy. It takes time, money, and a willingness to embrace new ideas. But for the Philippines, there is no turning back. The world is changing, and the military must change with it. Modern threats require modern tools. The Philippines is racing to upgrade its arsenal. New ships are joining the Navy, larger, faster, and equipped with better sensors. Fighter jets and surveillance planes are patrolling the skies, watching for any sign of trouble. Radar systems now cover more of the country's long coastline. Missiles, like the ones recently delivered by Japan, can defend key ports and islands. There are also new patrol boats, helicopters, and supply vessels to keep troops moving where they are needed most. But it's not just about hardware you can see. The military is investing in cyber defense, protecting networks from hacking and sabotage. There are talks about joining space-based surveillance programs, so leaders can see threats from above. Every new piece of equipment makes the country safer, but building a modern military is expensive and complex. The Philippines is learning fast, knowing it must keep up with the latest technology to stay secure. For the Philippines, modernization is no longer a choice. It is a race against time. Every month brings new challenges in the South China Sea. Chinese ships grow more aggressive. New technology changes how battles are fought. Old equipment is no longer enough. Leaders in Manila know what is at stake. If the country falls behind, its islands, sea lanes, and national pride are at risk. Modernization means investing in new systems, training more people, and working closely with allies. It is a huge effort, but the dangers are growing every day. There are challenges, shortages of money, slow bureaucracy, and the need for skilled workers. But the urgency is real. Every new radar, every joint exercise, every alliance meeting helps the country get ready for what could come. Modernization is not just about war, it is about making sure the Philippines can protect its resources, its people, and its way of life. Waiting is no longer an option. Even as it builds up its military, the Philippines is clear. Its goal is peace, not conflict. The country wants to defend what is rightfully its own, its islands, its seas, and the livelihoods of its people. It does not seek war, but it will not back down when threatened. Protecting sovereignty means keeping control of natural resources, fish, oil, gas, that millions depend on for food and jobs. It means keeping trade routes open so the economy can grow. It means making sure that the next generation can live without fear. The stakes are enormous. What happens in the South China Sea will affect not just the Philippines, but the whole world. Manila's leaders know this. They are working for a future where disputes are settled peacefully, and where neighbors respect each other's rights. As the headlines fade, one thing remains clear. The Philippines is determined to protect its future. It has chosen the hard path of modernization and alliance. In a complex, changing Asia, that may be the best hope for peace and stability.